start recording. Cool. Yeah, so Book Club Civil War.
What do you mean Civil War?
I
think it's
hated this
fun,
book.
but I think it was fun, but I can agree that it's not particularly good.
Oh god, man. I had the realization when Miles was talking to Mr. Hat that, like, I really wanted the story to focus on Miles a lot more because I found him a lot more interesting than everyone else.
I mean, fair.
No, just like he's talking sense. Just, I mean, in the book we didn't really explore the society, but it didn't seem like what he was saying was false. So I was just like, fuck yeah, let's start the revolution, kill the rich. And then you have like Wax going, no, we can't start a revolution, it's bad. Fucking
I mean, it's more like him being like, yeah, let's just kidnap people and put them away and kill more people if they're around, sending them away.
Yeah. Like, did you start reading the next books yet?
No, I actually ordered it because I was like, yeah, why not? I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Okay, cool.
Stupid but fun.
Tell me where the conspiracy leads, because I'm not sure. Like something to do with starting an army, I assume.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Who
To
was
be
the
honest,
Iron Eyes person?
another character from the previous books, Steel Inquisitor.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned it, like the really powerful.
Yeah, they're basically they get more powers the more spikes they have, and they basically other people get sacrificed for those spikes.
Okay, that's fun.
I mean, that character didn't become an Inquisitor by choice. I don't think any Inquisitor was by choice, because it was more like, yeah, you will be an Inquisitor now. Have fun.
Cool.
While
Like,
we
do we get
impale you multiple
kidnapped or do we
times.
get selected?
I mean, what is the difference between, hey, getting kidnapped and being like, hey, I selected you, you will now be... I mean, what's the difference there?
A bit more agency.
Why?
No, I guess you could.
He didn't volunteer, he got selected for it.
But he was in an order, right? Or was he just like someone who was selected like, randomly from a group? And was just like, yep, Inquisitor.
I'm not quite sure, actually. Quite some time ago. What's he doing? I think he was a spy in the regular army or something like that, and then just got selected.
Okay. Oh, I guess it's like a special forces group thing.
Yeah, it's about their abilities, the natural abilities.
Okay.
So far, so far.
I guess, do you think that they're trying to make another order like this?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the bigger idea is, what they are trying to do. I did not expect that the father was part of the antagonist side.
Yeah,
I
that was a
expected
nice
to be like,
twist.
oh yeah, I was expecting him to be alive, but I did not expect him to be Mr. Hat.
Yeah.
The conversation with the dread was stupid, but well.
Man, fuck that entire. Fuck Wax, the stupid self-insert character that he is.
I still don't believe he's a
No one can fucking shoot.
Yeah.
It's like we're fighting stormtroopers, it feels.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's just like just totally done. Like when he did the house collapsing thing, I was just fair. But
oh yeah, I was like, okay. Something tells me this is not how physics work, but well, I guess. I mean, I understand the idea of being like, okay, he's now an incredibly heavy object that's just floating in the air.
Yeah, but oh man, like houses are heavy. Houses are really heavy, and
I mean, it's not really the houses; it's the nails that hold it together. It is a bit different from just trying to push a house.
yeah. Although yeah, Allomancy doesn't really work the same as like normal weight does, because it's not like Newton's third law. So
It's
it's
not
like,
density.
yeah, yeah. It's not like equal and opposite force. It's just force going in one direction.
Subtly heavy.
Yeah.
Well, it does go in two direction. When you push it, he will get pushed back. That's why he had to make himself heavy. So he can't really get pushed back by the nail to the house, so that he is a heavier thing. And
No, but even if you're heavier, you get pushed back.
yeah, but not as much. So I think it gets pushed more.
I don't know, like because when he was dropping all those coins and whatnot, like even if he was really light, the coins would just go shooting downwards.
Yes, and when they hit the ground, they can't shoot down anymore, so he will
Didn't he
get
drop
pushed
a
up.
few when he was in the air?
I mean, that's normally what they use for flying, so most likely he did.
Just like shooting them downwards.
Yeah, and the moment they hit the ground, he can fly with them.
He got physics wrong in this book so many times. It's fine. He's not a scientist. I can let it slide. Yeah. Yeah, but the house thing was good. Yeah, again, like as this last discussion, all the action in this book was great. Just the story sucks ass, and the characters.
They're boring, yeah, they're one-note things, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine, it's fun.
Oh, I want to slap Wayne so many times.
I ignored the age, okay? But yeah, for the age, they're just weird.
Oh man, can you imagine meeting a 40-year-old that acts like Wayne, like Wax? Imagine meeting a 30-year-old that acts like Wayne. Jeez.
Yeah, they're 10 years too old.
Yeah. I'm a very childish person. I'm a much with him. And I'm younger. Yeah. Although Marcy, Mar something. What's her name?
The lady, the nerd lady.
Yeah.
Or what?
The what?
The nerd lady, I said.
Yeah, the nerd lady. Yes.
Or fangirl, or whatever you want to say.
All of them. She was interesting, although, yeah, again, like as you're saying, if we're all one note, she also lacked nuanced.
She is the fangirl.
Yeah.
I was very happy that I guessed correctly how her ability would be used as a trap.
Yes, yeah, that was good job on you predicting it.
I was happy with that.
Yeah, it was also really clever. Oh fuck! Talking about time bubbles. How did you react to Wax shooting the dude that was threatening Nerd Lady?
Look, this is bullshit, okay? That's just rule of cool. That's accepted. I'm aware it's just rule of cool. I'm way well aware that's bullshit.
Fair response. I was on the bus when I read it, I just started laughing. Oh, it's like this is gonna be the hardest shot in like ever took. I was thinking, oh, it's just because the speed bubbles make shooting very difficult. And I was like, oh, he shoots once and then another bullet. I was like, what?
That was unnecessary, but it was just like, okay, I guess. I don't know why, but okay. Okay, I understand why, because he somehow had to shoot about around the corner, I guess.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
so stupid. But well, rule of cool.
Yeah. Phew. Yeah. Oh shit! 1 second. That's my dad. Cool. I'll talk to him later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, real cool. Yeah. Sorry. Is there anything else you want to mention? You- Okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this 1 second. כאילו, כן, זה חשוב, אני יכול... אוקיי, אוקיי, אז אני אתקשר לך מתי שנסיים. אוקיי, ביי. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
The entire bullet stuff in the book is a bit, well, very questionable.
The physics.
Not necessarily the physics, but more like that people, how fast people can react to stuff.
Yeah, but I don't care how fast you are. You can't stop time before a bullet hits you.
Yeah, no, you can't. Bullets are too fast. You can also not, like, deflect if you react fast enough. No, that's not how bullets work. They're too bloody fast.
Yes. Yeah, it's like you can maybe like move it a few centimeters, but if it's like a body shot, you're dead. Unless you're really pushing it. Although no, I mean, if you can push on a bullet to stop it, then it means that you can push on a bullet that you launch to make it as deadly. Yeah. Huh. Actually, yeah, I'm surprised that Wax actually uses bullets. I'd imagine him to have like to be able to use, I don't know, like nails and whatnot. And just
I mean, bullets are more convenient. I'm pretty sure bullets are better at flying in one direction than, well, nails.
but they're louder.
Yes.
And they can show you your direction. So I'm not sure.
I mean, it's not really like we are trying to be stealthy in a lot of parts. It's quite often just guns blazing.
Yeah. Although, okay, I'd expect him to at least use nails and whatnot because he used them a few times, but he didn't seem like he was habitual using them. He was like, oh shit, I don't have a bullet with me. Okay, I'm gonna use. I think use the coin once, and something during the wedding.
He did use a coin as a weapon there?
No, I think he launched either a coin or a bullet casing at someone. I'm not sure if it was fatal.
I actually can't remember.
Yeah. No, but still, I wonder. Yeah. Okay, so if he can stop a body shot, then he can use metal in a lethal way. And if he can't use body shot, then he should be dead because I refuse to believe that all the dozens of people he fought, not one of them shot him like toward the center toward the center of mass.
It's not that he can't. Well, he can't stop body shot. It's more like he deflects them. But yeah, those people are garbage at aiming.
Yeah, stormtroopers.
To be fair, I never shot a gun, so I assume it's hard to hit a flying target that flies around randomly.
Yeah,
Especially when that target
I
is
shot guns a few times. It is. It is. It's like, okay, if you are one person, fair, but there are dozens of them. Not one of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, but it's fine. Like, it's not like super realistic. Not combat, like a military book. It's a fantasy book. Which is why I'm completely fine with the action which was happening. Okay, sometimes it was frustrating. The story was annoying though.
Yeah, when it was a bit much with the building and the weird shots. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the weird shot was.
I guess this is happening now. It's
Yeah.
fine. It looks cool.
I wonder if something happens in the later book.
I like the different bullets and stuff like that, how they were described.
Yeah, that was a nice idea. With the ceramic bullet.
Yeah, and the description of the Vindication gun.
By the way, when we were on a train, did Wayne create a speed bubble?
On what train?
On a train. Like when they were moving, did Wayne create a speed bubble?
I can't remember an instance.
Yeah.
So we are thinking if the speed bubble is basically fixed at a certain position, or if the object is on its moving, if the speed bubble moves as well.
Yeah.
I'd assume it's the second part, because otherwise we have a problem with the fact that the planet is moving.
Maybe the planet is flat in this world. Or maybe this is the center of the universe.
I consider that unlikely, but maybe. Let's see it. Let's call it a theory.
Yeah. Although, like, yeah, okay, assuming relativity, then yeah, like, the bubble moves with the same velocity in which it was created. Oh, it's still gonna be weird because if it's unless it's tethered to a part. I think applying physics to this is stupid. Like,
It will be weird.
Did you watch the movie Tenet by Christopher Nolan?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a electrical engineer friend of mine, and we both watched it. And like in the last few days, both of us were just like, okay, if we assume, if we take the premise seriously, how would the world behave? And dude, it's like if the movie got it so wrong. Like,
boy, that movie is weird. It's some parts are great, some parts are just shit.
Yeah, it's like super high concept sci-fi done with a budget.
It's not only that, like the entire final battle scene, it's just a mess, which I couldn't follow at all.
Yeah.
What the fuck was wrong with the audio? I don't have big problems following English conversations at all. I couldn't understand shit at points. When they were talking on the fucking boat, great, I can hear waves. There's important dialogue happening. I don't know what's going on. Like,
no, honestly, yeah,
that
the
movie.
same. When I watch it with friends, we always friends like, did you understand what is happening in the boat? And none of us had any clue.
Like, fuck that movie. Like,
Well, that's Christopher Nolan. He did the same thing with Batman. Like,
But that's just garbage and stupid.
yeah, no, I agree. It's completely unnecessary. It's just someone needs to like supervise his audio mixing.
And the story wasn't even like good or anything.
Yeah, no, that movie was okay. I really like high concept sci-fi, and this reminds me of a lot of the shitty movies I liked watching. And I loved it for it. It's just it had a giant budget. But
Isn't the budget of that movie rather high, or wasn't it rather high? Didn't they literally buy a plane to crash it into the building?
yeah, I have no idea who signed up. Like whoever greenlit this movie with the budget it had was just crazy. No, because like okay, if you watch this movie, like if you watch shitty, not shitty, like okay, low budget, high concept sci-fi, like this is a normal movie. It's not even elevated. It's just got a really big budget. So it's not like
Cool.
Tarantino versus Grindhouse movies where he takes the Grindhouse like a genre and elevates it. This is just a high budget shitty movie with a really cool concept. Okay, so
I
anyway, what
like
you
that
was
the
trying to
movie was
say?
literally.
Oh yeah.
I like how the movie was literally aware that it's nonsense. And it was trying to be, yeah, don't think too much about it. I was like, wait, are you just literally trying to say this to me? That I shouldn't think about this too much?
Oh, like when
Uh,
Robert Pattinson and what's his face were talking in the truck, was it?
I don't know. I just remember like two conversations where I was like, yeah, don't think too much about it. And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
That's not how this works, movie.
yeah, yeah. No, it's okay. So me and my friend were fighting, thinking about it too much, and okay. For example, if you think about light, when you're moving backwards, the entire world would be dark because light wouldn't be bouncing into your eyes.
Yes.
Okay, it would be, but um, okay, no, it wouldn't because light would be moving backwards. So what you'd have to do is have like flashlights just to see what's going on, and um, like if someone were to look into your eyes as a inverse person, your eyes will essentially be glowing because from their perspective, photons are going to be just coming out of your eyes because from your perspective, your eyes are going to be receiving photons. Also, I think gravity is going to be inversed. Okay, like from the normal
What do you
perspective,
mean?
things which are inverse will launch upwards when experiencing force. I drew Feynman diagrams of this shit. It's driving me nuts.
And I can't remember the rules too much anymore of the movie.
They won't be
But
given.
there were the weird ones, like with intention and all, that somehow depended on it, which I was like, okay, this is hand waving quite a lot, but okay.
Yeah, I like how the bullets, like the wound on his arm, started appearing before I actually got it. Don't think about it too much. Okay, anyway, yeah, I was going to relate to this book of like, don't think about it too much.
Just accept it's magic physics.
Yes, even though it's wrong. Yeah. Anything else you want to mention?
I'm not sold about the usage of ferrochemy, like the metal mind stuff. It's just too much of a whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand, like, the elementary part. Yeah, fair, they bought more of the metal. It's fair. It's an easy, cheap way to be like, oh, they don't have enough, yada yada, it's running out, blah, blah, blah. Fair, I can understand why doing that construct, but Pharaoh Kami doesn't really work like that. They have to stall it. And I'm pretty sure they said, oh, he's running out, and then suddenly the next fight, he still has just enough heat that he needs. I was like, this.
Yeah, when Wayne dropped through the ceiling in the final fight and healed his fractures, it really made me annoyed because it's like, okay, yeah, as you were saying, just with Allomancy, you want to limit it. You don't want Wayne to be just triggering his speed bubble for the entire time. You want him to be conservative. But yeah, with Ferromancy, it's just...
They used that one too much. I like too liberally. It made no really sense. Well,
yeah, even with Wax, like his Ferromancy, what like I think played a role in maybe 2-3 times.
Wax quite a lot. It's a part of his mobility.
Kind of, although like if it seemed to me just that he couldn't push on stuff anyway. Like if you have a card on the ground and you can still push against it.
Yes. You need more force when you're heavier.
Yeah. So then, like technically, you would have to burn more metal, but
yes.
But we don't care about this in this book because it was never an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand for Wayne, Wax, because, well, it's steel, iron, whatever it was this time. Like, it's a cheap metal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair that he always has that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, damn it! Like, I think that if Brandon Sanderson like took a bit more physics, he would realize what a cool power it gave Wax. Because like changing your weight can, like if you're a coin shot, you can just, I told you, like you can just glide through the air if you make yourself light enough. And that was so frustrating. Just like you can make it so much cooler.
I think it's at least the weight stuff and the metal stuff. I don't think it was used too badly, except in like it did liberally, like the house crushing, where I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was fine with it. Like he was because he was using a lot of his reserves, kind of.
Yeah, that's the same problem of just having perfectly enough that you need.
Yeah. It seems we were both very flippant about this book, of just being annoyed with stuff, but still going, fair?
I mean, it's a stupid book. Like, let's be real. It's just also fun, which is why I'm just excusing a lot of stuff didn't make too much sense. The major story and the characters were just boring. But you know, the action was cool, the usage of the abilities was cool, the concept of the abilities is amazing.
Yeah. I only cared more about the story and the characters, which really annoyed me.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not defending those parts, I know.
Damn it, I wanted Civil War. Why are you agreeing with me?
Did you have an opinion of the dialogue between him and Harmony, Wax and Harmony in the fight? Well, dialogue. Few lines.
Dialogue. Self-delusion. Just like, oh yeah, it's definitely normal to have conversation with yourself. Did he have his earring in the entire time?
I think he put it in before the fight, yeah.
Yeah, you said it. Harmony was like a dude who was a Mistborn something.
So actually, he was not a Mistborn. He was only a Ferrochemist. He managed to store memories in metal.
Hmm.
It's not important for why he is now God.
Wait. In the book, let's see.
I mean, he is basically God. At least the god of that world.
Oh, he was a copper ferromancer.
Yes. I think yes. I think it was copper.
Yeah. No, in the end of the book, you can see a list of like all the stuff. Okay, yeah. So metal and steel are two different things.
Yep.
But okay, that's annoying. That's fair. Yeah, okay. Tell me what happens in the next book, because I'm curious enough to look to know, not curious enough to read it.
Fair. I will read it just for the fun of it. And actually, there's one thing I did manage to spoil myself on when I looked up something about other characters, because I couldn't completely remember the stuff about the changelings. I wanted to say the ones that can change how they look. How is it those things called? Not changelings.
Transformers.
Whatever, like the creatures that can change the way they look,
Yeah.
and the Colossus. And then I managed to read out about some enemies that most likely will appear in the next book. Like, whereas the Colossus and the changelings have two spines in their body, like two of those metal spines, spikes. And the Inquisitors have like loads of them. Those ones only have one and are basically like chimera dog monster creatures.
Yeah, that's fun.
So
they're like bringing in old enemies in the next books.
the chimeras are new,
Oh,
like the Colossus and the Change people. Those were in the other box.
neat. Okay, cool. Keep me updated.
I will. It will be ridiculous, but well.
And hopefully we're gonna get the revolution we were promised. No, it's just I was agreeing with Miles too much in this book.
I mean, it is fair. Like, he is right. It just happens to be that his methods are not like. They seem too cruel. They're just like, yeah, fuck those guys. We're just going to murder now.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, like, give me like a few more reasons, or like take back a few steps, like 1 or like 16.
Yeah. It's like you don't start a guerrilla warfare in the city. You start a revolution with an army.
I mean, he was trying to get basically an army who were getting those thugs, but those were not freedom fighters. Those were just hired thugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's his end goal wasn't all that laid out for you to really sympathize with him. Yeah, if I'm being honest, he was kind of a dumbass. He
The
was
way he
very
was.
cartoon villainy at times.
In what way?
I don't know, in his thinking, like it seemed very simplistic.
Oh yeah, he had no plan for what to do after burning everything down.
Yeah.
Like, no plan at all. You can't run a 1 million people city the same way you run like a small village. That's not how stuff works. That's literally going to end up in flames.
Yeah, like, even as far as his revolution was, it's just like it didn't seem like it didn't seem to me like he had plans from getting weapons to actual revolution, because city is fucking massive. Like, if he had a few lines of just like, we need to like light up the spark, which would then make people rise up, I'd be fine with it a lot more. But he was just like, yeah, our treehouse of thugs are going to take down the big man.
Yeah.
But in the end, he was just a tool for the capitalists.
Yeah, I did not expect him to be like, yeah, we just bought the other house, and I was like, okay, that's not the way I expected this to go. This is suddenly way too real, but okay.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, yeah, this was a bit of like a Deus Ex Machina. It was just, it's like, oh yeah, like, we took on the debts. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're a security company.
Oh, that was mentioned at a security banking company.
Yeah, like, I thought we made just like a conglomerate of sorts.
That did make sense. I did not expect it to be the end goal, but well.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the middle of the book.
I like what I can see happening is like seizing power by creating a Allomancer army with financial backings from whatever.
I remember being like in the middle of the book when they were talking about the unbreakable lock thing, and I was like, huh. I mean, first of all, this thing is going to be broken open, obviously. But this will be like a big PR problem for the company. But well, they are not going to talk about that, right? That's not going to be an issue. Let's just handwave it.
And then you were impressed that that was actually.
And I was like, wait, that actually is a goal. Oh, huh.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
Can you imagine how expensive it would have been to create a replica train cart?
Yeah, wherever that one happened, like I was like, okay, they have a replica train. However, okay. I mean, it makes sense that with whatever is backing Mr. Smiles, Mr. Head, Mr. Smile, the weird guy.
Yeah, Mr. Suit.
Suit, I have, but Head not. Yeah,
Mr. Sunday. That was his name from The Man Who Was First Day. Mr. Sunday was the big guy, right?
Yeah, Miss Sunday was a big one. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, Mr. Sunday. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, so it was a bit of like theatrics. I don't know. Also, like, they killed a lot of people during that train robbery. Was there? I don't think it was mentioned earlier. Like, the whole idea of the Vanishers was just they come in and then take all the stuff. But
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this was a bit of like hand wave of like, oh, like in this one time, they just mowed down everyone.
What are you talking about? Oh, I'm a bit confused.
Oh no, like when they stole when we did the train robbery, when Wax was in the cart, they killed a lot of people then.
Oh yeah, when they had rotor gun.
Yeah.
On the other train.
But when they were talking about the Vanishers beforehand, they never mentioned that a lot of people died, or did they?
I think they did mention that guards disappeared as well. Guards that was with the cargo.
Yeah, but I assume that there were other guards. Like, because when the cart gets stolen, I assumed someone was outside at one point, and they would have been shot. No?
Like, I think for most of the times there were not guards outside. Like, this time was special because it was a big, this is an unbreakable train moment.
Yeah, which is fair, but like in the previous times I assumed that someone would have watched them, or Well, they would have had to have killed someone at least.
I think, again, I only remember that I think it was mentioned that some vanished as well, if there are guards with the cargo.
Yeah.
It was never mentioned that there were guards outside.
I mean, but they did mention that some engineers poked their head outside, and so they had to shoot them.
Didn't they say they couldn't see shit because of the mist and all?
Let's check.
I don't remember too much.
Okay, should have made a note on it. What page was it? Let's see. Oh, chapter. Oh, man. When Miles wanted to execute Wax using the firing squad, I was super annoyed because my first thought was just pump poison gas into that cart, not execute him.
When you wanted to use what?
Let's just pump poison gas into the cart.
Fair, yes.
Yeah. Or like not even poison gas, just I don't know, smoke or something.
To be fair, I think at that point it was just personal.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, that's
wanted
fair.
to kill him.
It's. I mean, Miles is a
I mean-
dumbass. I'm not gonna fault the book for Miles being a dumbass.
I mean, it was mentioned that it was personal, like when Sue talked with him about that he teased Wax into action at the wedding.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
He could have just like knocked Wax out and then torture him Casino Royale style.
Yeah, but he wanted to have it personal because weird person is weird.
No. Just gas him. Not enough to kill him, just enough for him to faint. And then you can like tie Wax to a chair and hit him on the balls with a rope. Why did you never see Casino Royale?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's you should. It's actually one of the better Bond movies.
I have never watched a Bond movie.
It's one of the ones I actually like. I'll recommend it. I don't like the old Bond movies. They're just very.
Sounds like they're a product of their time.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, with the sexism and all that stuff, yeah. But like, even if you ignore it, it's just, I don't know, like the action is very over the top, and in my opinion, not done very well. Okay, I haven't watched that many Bond movies, I'll admit. There's like the Pierce Brosnan one. GoldenEye? Yeah, GoldenEye. I fucking hate GoldenEye. It's one with what's his face? Sean Bean, and he plays the bad guy there, and he dies.
I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry. Me
Did
and
you watch Game of
actors.
Thrones?
What?
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Some. Yeah, I think the first season, like a few episodes.
Okay, yeah, he's the one who plays Eddard Stark.
The guy that always dies.
Yes,
because
yeah.
People meme about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he plays the bad guy in GoldenEye, and he also dies.
No, of course he does.
Yeah. And it's weird, actually, in that movie also, ideologically, I sided with him, but his methodology was wrong. So like Miles, it's just like, why do they have to be stupid? Revolutions have a certain decorum to them. You can't just go in and just blow shit up. Well, I mean, you can, just you need more people for that.
Wow. And you should have a plan for how to do it. Like, besides kill people.
Yeah, yeah. Although, if you kill enough people, then no one can tell you not to do it, so. I mean, actually, Miles could have just done it, just like be a one-man army.
Yeah, he was practically close to mortal. It was quite something.
Yeah. By the way, I can't find the point where they're talking about it. But the train robbery thing. Oh, God. Wait.
But I think you are right. There was a disconnect between the image and what was actually told about the Vanishers.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair, it's just the plot hole. Oh, yeah. Yeah, again, like my main annoyance with the book is the plot and the characters.
Both very fair, both very understandable.
But it's weird, like, I wonder why I liked Skyward a lot more than this.
I mean, the characters all are rather one note there as well.
Yeah.
They are just one thing and stand for one thing and so it. I think it's because the overall story in Skyward is more interesting and more understandable. Yes, we kind of the magical rings that make physics go away make no sense, but it's very open that it makes no sense. Those are the magical rings that make physics go away.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I guess the issue is also that in Skyward the stakes were a lot more like bigger and more real. Like in Skyward it was a fight for survival, and here
Yes.
it's just a goofy detective comedy.
Yeah.
Also, like when you have stupid teens making stupid jokes, I'm much more okay with it than adults making stupid jokes in really inappropriate moments. Yeah. Although I liked. Okay, Skyward's also a lot more self-aware than this book. Like, people. Like, Skyward knew that what's her face was a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, the protagonist, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
It was very open that she was, well, basically a brat, but that's also like part of the story. It's her growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, that story had a character arc. This one didn't. It's like, if you hated the characters, you're gonna keep on hating them.
Fair, yeah. That didn't change at all. Like, not even a bit. Not even.
Yeah. Man. Sorry, I'm still looking at the part.
The element table?
No, I'm looking at them describing the train robbery. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed that elements in this book are for some reason really powerful, except like the puller and the pushers. Okay, you remember how last time I complained that this world is very normal uh, compared to how it would have been given the existence of elements?
What me do you mean with normal?
So
But
honestly, like the world is not like if the world had elements in it, and if it didn't, it would have been completely the same.
basically, yeah.
Yeah. So, and like so like here when he was fighting the puller, I was a bit more impressed that like the puller had the metal plate thing on his chest.
Yeah,
So,
to the Mystics bullet.
yeah, that one was actually I liked. It's like, oh, like there's some attention to the world.
I like the detail where it was like, yeah, sometimes you get lucky and the bullet deflects weirdly off the chest pieces and hits them in the head, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's Frankel. In this case, he would be smart and make it a bit concave. Although,
Yeah, fair.
no, no, never mind. Like if it was a bit concave, you would need a lot more metal. Also, it'd be harder to manage.
And most likely it would be harder to make the bullets hit it, I guess.
Yeah. Or I can just like make it like a metal plate thing. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Ah,
We were
fuck.
talking about.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna find that in the book. Anyway, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that we mentioned that we shot a bunch of engineers who poked their head out, and let's take a look at what they're doing. Okay. What did you start saying?
Yeah, you were talking about that you didn't like how the world was basically unaffected by the existence of Elementary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as we said, like yes, elementals are rare, but they're not rare enough to not have some effect on the world.
In what way?
Uh, well, I mean, they mentioned how coin shots can be carriers, and I don't know, imagine just like the pullers and the I don't know people who do to create the speed bubbles would have certain manifestations in the city, like you would see like random hooks and whatnot.
Why? No, that would be sound weird.
Hmm?
Like, why would they place hooks for them?
Because we're going to be carriers and whatnot.
Why would they pay? Would then the government pay extra money for more stuff on the lamps for carriers?
I know it's okay. So it doesn't have to be the government; it can be a private enterprise. That's
Oh, of course. If a private enterprise makes them, then fair. But well, there are not a lot of private enterprises that build streets.
I don't know. Like if you look at the United States, they had the Pony Express, which made a lot of money on delivering letters much faster than other companies. And so, like in
Okay.
this world, I assume there's a market for much faster deliveries.
Huh. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, and this is like so. They also had electricity just be introduced, so they didn't have the telegram just yet. So like yeah, so you'd only be able to travel to like deliver information based on how fast someone can run. Okay, so you have coin shots, but why limit yourself to only coin shots if you have pullers as well? I mean, okay, not this specific, but I wanted a bit more a sprinkling of the fantasy in that world.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's a bit like when you watch a movie or read a book that's cyberpunk or alternative history, and the world is almost the same as our world. You just go like, no. The introduction of this element would then take it in a different trajectory.
I still don't think the changes would be too different.
Yes,
That
I agree, but I want them to be there. Like, just
Yeah, you want more of them. I can understand
yeah,
that, and yeah, fair. That would flesh out the world quite a bit.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, also like in this book, they're barely focused on the world, which I don't know. Like, I think okay, as a fan of the previous books, were you curious to see how the world would change 500 years later?
I expected changes to be a bit more, yeah. It's literally just our world, basically, and with steam trains and some people that can use magic.
Yeah.
On the other hand, in the other book, well, the biggest magic thing in the entire book is the city itself. That stuff grows perfectly in the city. And the city is very self-sufficient, which is, well, for a million people city, very impressive.
In the previous book.
No, in this city,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that city is very self-sufficient.
Yeah. Allegedly.
I mean, so far it is like this. Food, the streets are originally designed to be very big enough.
Yeah, and there are trees everywhere.
Yeah, because, well,
Oh, dude, like when they mentioned that trees need to bear fruit, oh no, that's the worst thing. Just like I don't know if Brandon Sanderson lived near fruit trees, but if you have a tree with fruit and there's pavement underneath, like when the tree gives fruit, the pavement is just gonna be littered with rotten fruit. Just like even if people take some of the fruit is gonna be bad on the tree and then just fall off. Oh, it's a mess.
okay, fair. I think that was not thought about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wait, it's fair. It's just I have a lot of nitpicks in the book. Well, I don't really fault the book for it. It's just a nitpick.
That part with the city sounds for me like basically the Lord Mistborn character who survived the last book.
Wait, reminds you of what?
Notice how the Lord Mistborn person, I think that was the Lord Mistborn person who said that there had to be fruit trees everywhere.
Yeah. What
I think it
happened
was more
in
like
the last book that everyone died?
well, basically, what happened? Basically, on the one side, ash was a lot of volcanic activity created a lot of ash, so, not a lot of sun, and a lot of ash was raining down all the time. So, crops was a problem, so food was a big problem in the book. They used a lot of found storage crate to, well, survive long enough to win. And then there was this one entity that basically took control of the things which had those spikes in them. It might control them.
Okay.
So yeah, so it had basically suddenly captured the armies of the old empire. The city didn't have, well, the resources to survive. People were starving, unable to grow more food, yada yada, so far so forth.
Cool. Okay, that I thought like when I heard something Ash, was it Heir of Ash, Age of Ash, Ashpocalypse?
It was something. I think it was something of ash. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly. I can't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more active, like as in stuff was burning.
I mean, stuff was burning as well, but it was more about the fact that, yes, there was a lot of ash in the air. The story about the ash itself is quite weird. It's basically like when now a character basically ascended and got godlike powers. He was like, well, I want to save the world. I want to fix everything, and so far and so forth. So what was it? I think he moved the planet closer to the sun by a bit to make it warmer, which obviously was too much. So he was like, oh well, I could try to move the planet again, but I fucked up, so I will increase volcanic activity, so I have ash clouds that cool down the Earth, well, the planet. And yeah.
How far did he move the planet? A lot.
What?
No, like how far did he move the planet? It must have been a lot.
The planet?
Yeah.
I don't know how much. But it was said like, yeah. I think it was even said like he moved it a bit. But well, at the point you can move planets, moving a planet a bit is most likely quite a lot.
Yeah. Because the planet is massive.
I think it's a rather small planet, but yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I keep comparing it to Earth, but I shouldn't.
I mean, I think it's actually a surprisingly accurate comparison, except that its structure is different. Otherwise, yeah, it's most likely most close to Earth, at least in size.
Doesn't have as much aluminium.
Doesn't have as much what?
Aluminium.
Fair.
Oh man, I should have googled how hard it was back in the 1800s to process aluminium. Because it still bugs me. Okay, it bugs me a bit.
History of aluminium. Is that the early history of aluminum? Okay.
Let's check. Are you in the Wikipedia page?
No weird aluminium association page. It's
Okay.
maybe a bit fishy, but well, it says like 1886, like inexpensive electrolysis process by which aluminium can be extracted from aluminium oxide. Like, but it was 1886.
Okay, so after this book.
And 1887, alumina can be extracted from bauxite, a widespread and naturally occurring aluminium ore. This was 1887. But it seems like it not too old, like 150 years of access of at least big amounts of aluminium.
Okay, so fair. So it's still after this book. Okay, I guess I can't hate on it that much. Really destroying my hate boner.
I mean, you can hate that this element and stuff makes not a lot of sense to say though. That's fair.
But it can just be hand waved where you say, oh yeah, this plant doesn't have as much aluminium. Though it can still be cranky. Anything else to add?
I was a bit sad that I didn't realize that the butler trying to kill them most likely meant that the father was on the opposite side. That was weird.
Yeah.
Well, that was sad that I didn't realize that.
Honestly, me too. Like till that point, I was like,
I was thinking, like, how did they get to the butler?
Yeah.
Then I assumed, oh, he must have been the one that orchestrated the death, or the supposed death of the father as well.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. Like I guess if this book was a bit tighter, it would have been fun to ask those questions.
Like the motives of the butler or what?
Yeah. Okay. Because like reading this book, I didn't like I didn't read it and like think, oh yeah, my questions will be answered, because a lot of stuff need to be taken like in face value and not really question it that much. Although again, like the Butler twist was actually an interesting twist.
I managed to make you give the book credit, the book story.
No, yeah, it is. Like, I really, the action was really good. Some interesting twists were there. Just overall, it's like, yeah.
The characters ruined it, yeah.
The character and the plot. Yeah, like those are the big, like the world building stuff. No, that like it's annoying, but it wasn't my main annoyance with the book. It was the characters and the plot. Okay, so for example, when they went and met the gun lady, like
Yes.
like at that point, I realized that this was playing exactly as you would expect a very shitty TV show to play out, of just her going out of the house with a gun, threatening to kill Wayne, not giving a shit what people might think, and then like being persuaded using a fucking pistol. It's just like that entire thing was a very big awakening for me of like what sort of book this is, of just. It wasn't surprising. It's just very predictable, and not only just predictable. It was very standard.
Boring is standard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cliche body combo. The smart one and the dumb one making stupid jokes. The serious young lady that has a crush on one of the guys but managed to fall into the story.
she has a crush on the self-insert character.
And just goes along with everything with killing people and stuff without questioning too much.
Yeah.
Well, anything actually.
Yeah, and like Wax going, you have fuck all training. What the fuck are you doing here? Don't join us to the action scenes. You're gonna die. And Wax being like a Mary Sue. Holy crap. Like Wax and Wayne were just too fucking powerful. No, it was annoying because, okay, this is a book. You should expect your characters to pull through, but like I never had any sense that they're in danger at any point. Even though the odds were so stacked against them.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, just going against, I don't know, was it like 30 people in the room with barely any cover? Yeah. Which would be fine if, I don't know, okay. I guess if the book was a bit more fantasy and okay,
and less close to the real world.
Yeah, although okay, I think that my criticism that we're so powerful is a bit unwarranted, because you can't have those ridiculously powerful characters. I don't know, it just felt very edgy teenage boyish to me. Of just like, oh, this is my fanfic character. Look how awesome he is. I guess it's like everything together, like interacting, which annoyed me. Right, it's like, yeah, but like that Wax is a 40-year-old that feels 17, and he feels very much like a self-insert. That like he's like the girl character has a crush on him, but he's just too cool to be with her. And fucking Wayne is there being a dick.
I mean, that relationship part is more like political. He literally needs the money of the family, so he has to marry the other.
He can just give his company to his workers, just start a small socialist hub there, and he can go off and be a police officer.
Okay, fair. I actually didn't think too much about. Couldn't he just say fuck it? Yeah. I'm Batman now. Oh well, not Batman. Batman has money.
Poor Batman.
I just live in the rough now. Like someone else do this one. Someone that has an idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, because like keeping the family name was never his motivation. Like the thing that kept him motivated to like abandon the staff was the welfare of the people that rely on his company. But like, who gives a shit? Just make it a private enterprise. Don't like as someone who lived for 20 years away from the I don't know, like the dogma of aristocracy is the best and that's the proper way. I'd imagine someone like Wax going, no, like you don't have to be uh, from the upper crust to be a good leader. You can just be good and then I don't know, like maybe spend a year raising a protege and like ensuring that the person he leaves the company to succeeds, like be able to be successful. Or he can just give it to his workers, like literally make everyone shareholders.
Or sell it to another family.
That's also possible. Like make sure that they know how to run a business. And then he can be Batman because he's gonna have money.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that would make so much more sense. The story wouldn't happen, but still, it would make more sense.
Yeah. Again, I can't really fault the book for this. It's just like as you said,
For that
won't
part, you
happen.
can.
Yeah. Again, this is like a young adult book-ish.
Yeah, I think Mistborn is more aimed at younger people.
Yeah. So you can't expect them to all be like, 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 I don't know. It's. I guess when you're a bit younger, it's harder to see your inherent biases, especially in this book, which is very biased towards, like the old ways of. Well, okay, I'm gonna say it like divine right monarchy, sort of just. I guess in this case, it's divine right. Fuck,
I mean, that's actually an interesting topic, how divine rights, stories like divine right monarchies or councils or whatever, how that would change if, God was an actual factual thing.
Yeah. Like if you can see like the characters actually questioning that because it didn't really happen. Like even with Miles, his argument wasn't that the ruling class is just a ruling class because they have money. It's that they're bad at ruling and someone has to usurp them, not find a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lacking like this revolutionary spark of just not not usurping the old ways, just bringing in a new set of people. Man, I'm fucking quoting Marx. it's like yeah, it's like how Marx was saying just that like history is cyclical, but like every revolution happens with the oppressed usurping the oppressors, and then they become the oppressors. But like with every cycle, things get a bit better. Yeah, Jesus.
That took a turn.
No, it would be really interesting if someone were to like write a fantasy book but with like a communist perspective of like again, okay, not communist, socialist or democratic socialist of just. Oh man, I remember watching a cartoon a while ago. Not watching, reading a cartoon, and um, It was a girl reading a story to her stuffed dolls, and then in the end, the girl says, and then in the end she uh, renounced her title because she didn't believe in societal stratification. It's like how you have like different classes. And I was like, fuck yeah, author, I want this to happen. Just can you imagine if in Looking Glass Wars, Alice would be like, fuck this, we have democracy now.
That would be quite interesting. Like, and then have a story about building the society, the problem of suddenly having democracy and not a monarchy. People having troubles with, having not a supreme leader, but having to vote for people.
Yeah.
Different
Like
time
people trying to
spans.
like kidnap hijack the revolution.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I
That
mean,
could
we
be
have it's
interesting.
called Animal Farm.
One day I will read that book.
You should. It's super short. Um, and I also I read it in high school when I read it in English high school. Um, while in history we're learning about the Russian Revolution, and that was a great combination.
I was thinking, like, yeah, that sounds actually quite interesting.
Yeah. No, because I completely see Animal Farm as a allegory of the Russian Revolution. Like, okay, it's a bit more general. I think it can represent a lot of revolutions, but yeah. E4 when you read it. Actually, if you want, you can read for book club because I haven't read it in a while.
I mean, sure, then we have an idea for a book for January.
Yeah.
In case nobody has another book that he wants to read, yeah.
Yeah, you can probably read 2 books because this one is really short. Well, I'll check. I think it's like 100 pages.
Yeah, fair. I know that it is very short.
Actually, no. Can you Google it? My internet is being a bit annoying.
Sure. Animal Farm. It is an allegory of George Orwell. What pages? 112 pages.
Yeah.
So really short.
Yep. And then I'm gonna read something else. Actually, this well. Okay, we will have this discussion next time.
Did you already start reading the other books, the new one?
Nope. I actually finished Alloy of Law today because I've been procrastinating reading this book for a long time.
I mean, it's fair if you don't enjoy it. I mean, to be fair, I also finished it today, but it's more like, oh, I read most of the stuff like Sunday 2 weeks ago. I only needed to finish the last 4 pages, which was
Okay,
something
yes,
I
only
never
4
did.
pages. Yeah. Ooh, wait. There's a book called Moscow Stations. I was recommended, which is also really short. Huh. Okay, we'll have this discussion next time. Yeah. Cool, we're gonna have a double feature again.
Yay.
Yay.
I hope my book arrives in time again, because as always, I ordered it rather late.
Yeah, now with COVID and I don't know, a lot of shipping stuff.
Oh, Yeah, I just remembered I should buy more Christmas stuff and think about more Christmas presents. Oh well.
I mean, it's Black Friday now. Well, I mean, just passed. I guess it's supposed to be.
I mean, I ordered a new printer scanner for my parents, but well,
Okay. Oh yeah, one second.
I'm supposed to buy an iPad for my